Many people in Cumbria, all with different needs and different stories, have already found self-directed support to have a huge impact on the quality of their lives.
I can decide what to do with the funds that I'm given, and I think it's a fantastic scheme.
Without this money, I won't be able to do the things I'm doing.
It gives me the freedom that I need to live my life the way that I want to live it.
These are real-life examples of the many ways self-directed support can give you more control over your social care services and the way you live your life. They show that it is possible for you to be actively involved in directing your own care. Mark has found that directing his own support has allowed him to take more control of his life, including his career.
I suddenly noticed that my mobility was failing, so I went to the doctors, diagnosed with muscular dystrophy. It's a muscle wasting disease, and had to start about altering what I did in order to fit in with what I could do physically. And to start with, that was very limiting. But afterwards, it's, you know, with the help that I get, I can do a lot more now than what I could do before. For a living, I do training and I do consultancy work for mainly local authorities, public bodies, around equality issues. If you get the flexibility in the help that you need, you can do anything that you want. You just need to be able to have that help when you need it, at the time you want it, in the way that you want it, rather than buying something off a shelf. It's like going to a tailor and having it measured. You're getting it exactly how you want it. I didn't go over to having total control like this in one go. I moved from having a combination of care from an agency and buying little bits of care in for myself, and then gradually increased it as time went on. So now I just receive the money and go and shop around and arrange everything myself. I actually have a payroll and I do the rotas and the contracts and everything else, and we sort it all out. But if you can't do it all yourself, there are agencies and there are the administrators from adult social care that will help you get it all up and going. You don't even need to handle the money if you didn't want to. The local authority could do that for you. Once you've got into the routine, it's not that daunting. I employ 3 people and they do everything from getting me up in the morning to other domestic duties, but also they accompany me to work. So they get me in and out of the car, they help with taking things in and out of meetings. If I'm doing training, they'll be handing round sheets, helping me rearrange the room, putting up all the equipment. You know, they help me and sort everything out for me. I still do my own driving, but if I'm tired or not feeling very well, then they'll also do the driving for me backwards and forwards. Having the help that you require removes the obstacles that make you feel disabled, because you're disabled by the barriers that are thrown up, and what having this sort of help does is remove those barriers. I need this type of support because it gives me the flexibility, the control to fit my work and my leisure time into my life. It gives me the freedom that I need to live my life the way that I want to live it.
Patricia has limited mobility, but enjoys getting out and about, and uses self-directed support to help her enjoy her retirement.
I have multiple sclerosis, which I've had for 22 years, and 4 years ago I had a stroke, which has disabled me more than 20 odd years of MS, because MS only affected my lower body. I could do things. I could do my own washing, my own ironing, knitting, sewing, paint. Now I'm restricted to 2 fingers. It's very, very frustrating.
Oh, we're getting there, Pat.
Yeah. With having a stroke and needing more care, I was putting a lot of strain on Chris, that's my husband, because he works full time, and coming home and having to cook a meal and then get him up in the middle of the night for the toilet. And although I moan about him all the time, he really is good. I went with an agency at first. The care that most agencies provide is very good, but it is just care. You would get somebody to get you up in the morning, come back and do your lunch, maybe come back and do your supper, put you to bed, but you wouldn't have anybody to do anything else. Too rigid, really. Very good care, but, you know, very rigid. The scheme where you receive the income, I think it's flexible, and it puts you in charge. You're the boss. You decide what to do with the funds that you receive, which is great. When you're disabled, you lose so much, not just physically, you lose an awful lot. And it gives you back a bit of dignity, and you're in control. It's so flexible. Like, Angela's going to come up to Kettle Isle with me today, so I compare the overtime for the extra hours, or if we're a half an hour late coming back from shopping on a Saturday, then she'll go half an hour earlier when she suits her. We go shopping. If it's a nice day, we might go down the coast road and have an ice cream. Just walk along the beach. We do get out quite a lot.
That's your impact.
They work out the cost of your care, and then work out what national insurance, holiday pay and things like that. And that's the amount they put in the bank every month into an account for you. As long as they make the payment and you don't spend more than you give them, then there's not a problem. It really is a fantastic scheme. I would just say go for it, because you've got nothing to lose, and it's far better than just care from any social services. This means freedom, because I have always been a very independent person, and I'm in charge. I can decide what to do on a day-to-day basis with the funds that I'm given. And I think it's a fantastic scheme, and I would recommend it to anybody who needs care